Yeah, a monster.
Good evening, and welcome to another episode of Defenders Facebook Live. Before we get started, I want to thank you guys for once again joining this alliance. If you guys don't know about the Facebook group, if you guys know any veterans, anybody in the law enforcement or first responders community who are passionate about fitness, please have them check out Defenders Fitness Alliance on Facebook. With that being said, I have a very special guest this evening. I want to welcome EJ Kaku, Air Force veteran, owner of EJ Fitness, and also a CrossFit Level 1 trainer. EJ, first and foremost, thank you for joining me. And please tell us a little about yourself and your service.
Man, I really appreciate being here, man. Thank you for the invite. Yeah, my name is EJ Kaku. 10 years served in the United States Air Force. I was a 2W1. If I got any 2W1 low toes out there, yo, what's up? We're still around. Look, there's still life after the Air Force. I promise you guys, man. So,
What is
um,
that? Tell us a little bit. What is the 2W1? What is that?
2W1. So there's two shred or there's actually two parts of it. The 2W1s are the guys that actually have hands on. We actually load the munitions. So like rockets, bombs, even if the aircraft has a gun, we have hands on the aircraft, and we're actually working on the weapon system for the airplanes. And so what we do, we actually take the munitions and we load them on the aircraft.
Awesome.
So
Okay.
the name low toad is because toads, man, they're hopping. Yo, we look the same. Like when we're on that flight line and we're loading, man, we're hopping, like we're humping, like we're moving out there, we're working.
Right.
So um yeah. So 2W1s, man. What's up? Heck yeah.
Well, so you said you served for 10 years. Sound like with your job, it was a lot of hard work. What was your biggest takeaway from your time in service in the Air Force?
Honestly, man, I joined when I was 19, and so um that's still wet behind the ears, you know what I mean? So thought I
Right.
knew everything about everything. I'm an island boy, so I come from Hawaii. A lot of the local boys that come out of Hawaii, we all we know is hard work, man. All we know is persistence, and so um, in Hawaii, you got to understand, if you've never been to Hawaii, everybody thinks of Hawaii as a vacation spot, and that's where you can go and just kind of hang out and relax and stuff. Nobody really thinks about that. Like, yo, there's like people that live there and actually have to like try to make a living, and
Right.
it's in Hawaii, it's expensive. And so I worked for a little while after I graduated from high school. I had a decent job, but I quickly realized that I was not going to make it by myself. Having a place of my own, and especially if I was, wanting to have a family, I wasn't going to make it by myself. Not in Hawaii. And so, my dad, all the males in my family, I'm very proud to say that my two grandfathers, they retired, commissioned. One of them Green Beret. Um, my dad, like I said, my dad, all the males pretty much served, and so I was, my dad was always kind of grooming me. He wanted me to join the army. Nothing against the army guys, but uh, yeah. So he was always like, ever since I got into high school. I mean, in my adolescent years, he was always trying to steer me towards JROTC. I thought I was gonna be a football player. I thought I was gonna go to
Right.
college and play football, um, and make it as an athlete, as a professional athlete. So I didn't think anything about the military. So I graduated high school. Like I said, I was working for a little while, and then 2000, when was it? 2001, when 9/11 happened. Or was it 2002? Yeah, yeah,
2001.
2001. So 9/11 happened, and like that, something just changed, something flipped, and and so I joined right after. Um, but yeah, so long story short, um, one of the things that I like, learned in the Air Force, you got to grow up real quick. The military is going to it matures you real fast. So, I graduated from boot camp, got to my first base, and I was like, yo, like I need a place to live. You know what I mean? Like I have a family now that I have to take care of. And I gotta actually have like a job I gotta go to from 7 to 5 or whatever in the afternoon. Like I have responsibilities now. You know what I mean? It's not like I can just go to work, collect a paycheck, and then like chill for the weekend. Like you gotta take care of stuff on your own now. I don't have somebody paying my insurance for me, or I gotta do all that stuff for myself. And so definitely leadership. I feel like the military teaches you how to be a leader. Um, Great leaders learn how to serve. I feel like when you're able to have that mindset of like serving other people, serving your country, right? Serving the guy right next to you. I believe that starts great leadership, and so um, that's definitely a good, a great takeaway that I got from the military is service and leadership,
Awesome,
maturity.
brother. Oh yeah, you definitely coming in, especially at a young age. You think you know a lot. You think you know so many things, but then find out real quick, especially in boot camp, that you know you're in for a rude awakening for sure.
Yes,
So
sir.
you were talking about your family lineage, especially with the males serving. What made you go? What made you go join the Air Force instead of? You were talking about the Army before.
Yeah, like I almost became a Marine actually. I think
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to do it in spite of my dad, but um, yeah. So my dad actually served in two branches. My dad served in the Army, came back. He came back to Hawaii, couldn't find any work, and then he went back into the Navy. He reenlisted, but he went back in the Navy. Um, and when I considered joining, I was like, well, I don't know if I'm going to be a lifer, because 20 years seems like a long time. You think about it, like 20 years,
Yeah.
like, I'm not going to get out of the Air Force until I'm like 40 years old. You know what I mean? So, um, I, so, there was a plan B. So, yes, I was going to serve my time, do whatever time I was going to do, but then there had to be something else, something else that I could fall back on. And so, uh, when I did join, um, I just wanted to have like a something that I could like with the Air Force. There was just more opportunity that like if I learned a trade or something, some type of training that the Air Force gave, I could use it on in the outside world. I could become a civilian and do those same things.
Hmm.
Became a weapons guy. There's no civilian jobs
Right.
loading weapons on aircraft. Unless you're um, you know like a uh, what do you call like a QA guy or something like that. But I've never even heard of a position like that. So, um, but you do as a weapons guy, you do learn some things like you learn like wiring, so like electronics, like you learn certain stuff like that. But for me, as a weapons guy, like it's crazy. I couldn't. There's nothing that I could really do. So, um, what's crazy about that though is that while I was in the Air Force, that's when I got my passion for training, for fitness. Because in the maintenance group, what I was a part of, uh, there was a lot of guys that couldn't pass their PT test, and so um, that's where I found myself like, yo, like I've always wondered why, like how, dude, you're in the military, right? You have to stay in shape, right? But
I,
the thing is like these maintainers, man, they're on the flight line, they're humping, at least 10, 12, sometimes 16 hours. So, the last thing you're thinking about is going to the gym and knocking out a workout. Um, and I'm gonna be honest, like some guys aren't very disciplined when it comes to like their diet.
Right.
Especially like in the maintenance group. I mean, we have food, but it's Little Debbie's, and I'm sure you guys have heard of this, but they have they call them what do they call them? The Frito pies. I'm sure you will. So
Free
like
prize.
yeah, so like we it's definitely a tough lifestyle, but that's where I found like at the time I didn't realize that that's what I was gonna be doing when I got out, but that's where I found my passion. That's where it started. But yeah, Air Force, man, just because they got a lot more jobs, technical jobs,
Right.
which I never like went into, which is crazy.
Well, I feel you on the whole the training portion. I'm still in the command fitness leader for my command, and I see that. I see what you're saying with regards to being in the military. You would think everybody would be in shape and everybody,
Sure.
run first thing in the morning, have no problems, do push-ups, sit-ups. But the reality is, I mean, especially nowadays, that's not the case, man. Like with the new generation, it's just it's a little difficult for them
Yeah,
to. It's a little
absolutely,
difficult, like to get them motivated and actually, do what you're supposed to do. But
absolutely.
but yeah, man, I appreciate you taking charge and leading your guys and trying to get them in shape. Let's go into some of the comments here. Richard says thank you for your service. Hey, Richard, thank you for
Yeah,
watching.
bro.
Appreciate it, brother. So moving on, EJ. Let's talk about your transition out of the branch. You said you served for 10 years in the Air Force. How was your experience with that transition, and what led you to what you're doing now?
Um, Man, it like so when I was it was bittersweet for me, of course. For anybody right now that is watching and is considering, getting out of the military. I don't discourage it. Matter of fact, um, if you feel like, if you got a plan B, then yes, absolutely, like head for it, man. And, tackle it. Um, but that's just it. Have a plan. Don't just get out and just kind of be like, all right, I hope something falls in my lap. You know what I mean? Um, for me, when I got out, I didn't really have like something set in stone. Like I didn't have a job set up or anything. Like at the time, I was at Davis Monthan, which is in Tucson, Arizona, and that's where I got out at. And so my family actually went ahead of me. Like I said, my wife, she got orders out here to. But we were talking a little bit earlier, and that's the reason why we're here in Valdosta, is because she got orders to Moody Air Force Base, and so they had moved her at the time. It was just my two older sons. My third youngest, he was just months old, and so luckily for my wife, my mother-in-law was with her, and so they drove. They made the trek. They made the trek from Tucson, Arizona, all the way to Valdosta, Georgia. Um,
Wow.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I was on the phone with him the whole time, so
How long
and
was that drive?
it took him like 3 days, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 3 days. Of course, like they would stop every couple hours and just get out, stretch their legs and stuff. But um, yeah, 3 days. I mean, think about it, traveling with three little kids. Um, but yeah, so they came out here and she got everything set up, got a house and stuff, and I was like, in the meantime, I was just kind of like, going through the out processing, getting all my stuff done, but not even thinking about like what I was gonna do. Um, I had an idea, like this was honestly my thought. Like I was gonna come out here, because my wife's uncle, so my yeah, her uncle, my father-in-law's brother used to work for CSX, which is a really they basically own all the railroads down here in the South, pretty much. And
Okay.
so my my plan was to come out here, and get a job with my uncle-in-law, I guess. But when I came out here, that definitely wasn't the plan. That wasn't it. But I just got connected with the right people, and as that's one thing that I really wanted to throw out to you guys is, network. I mean, it's so easy nowadays. You can get on social media and you can put out a Facebook post and be like, look,
Mm-hmm.
listen, I need, if there's any trainers out there or entrepreneurs, I need some advice. I need some help. Like it's that easy. I didn't do that. I didn't utilize social media like that. I do now. I just got smarter about it, but uh, I just networked with the right people, um, got into the right gyms basically. And at the time, I started with CrossFit Valdosta, and so I got in CrossFit. I got in with CrossFit, and um, the head coach there at the time, it was Trevor Marple, basically my mentor, man. And I learned a lot of stuff from Coach Trevor, as far as coaching goes, and even how to run a gym. Learned a ton of stuff, and that's the thing too. Get under a person that you can learn from. I always felt like if you're the smartest dude in the room, shoot, something's wrong, man. You gotta
Definitely
get out
agree
of
with
that room
that.
quick. Get out
Yeah.
of that room quick, because you ain't gonna grow in that room. And so like I was just under the right tutelage, and just had the right connections. So I was just blessed that way. But he asked me, so Coach Trevor, he came up to me one day. I wasn't even in that gym for 3 months, and I guess he saw something in me, and he was just like, "Hey, man, you ever thought about getting your level one in CrossFit?" And that just kind of started everything, as far as like my coaching, and then kind of what led me into doing my own thing. So I was always aligned that way. I always kind of felt like I didn't like want to work under anybody, and I guess it just comes down to your personality as well. You know what I mean? And so my whole thing is inspiring and motivating and impacting as many people as possible. But I always felt like I couldn't do it if I was always under the roof of somebody else. You know, I I learned a lot from a lot of different coaches, and a lot of different trainers. Um, I've uh, went under a lot of different like training programs.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy, if you're watching, bro,
Tommy Williams.
Tommy Williams, bro. If you're watching, I listen. Believe it or not, like Tommy's the man too. I learned some stuff from Tommy. So it's just that. I mean, like it's relationships, honestly.
Right.
And you learn that even as an entrepreneur. Like you learn that. You learn about relationships, and how valuable they are, invaluable. You don't realize this, but that person that you like, especially if you're in the gym or something, people are seeing how you grind. People watch you, and those are the people, the ones that are watching you. Those are going to be potentially your clients, going to be your customers, going to be, So I made it a point, to start walking around in the gym and start smiling at people, because I
Right.
feel I feel like I was too serious, like just walking around like, yeah, I own this gym. I'm about to go kill some weights. Like that's okay. Like that's okay to to have that mentality, but have them have the thought process of a business, like of a as a entrepreneur, because like I said, you just never know who's going to be watching you. And so that kind of led into my whole transition. Just I went and got my level one. I didn't know what was going to come of it.
Right.
I'm glad I did. And um, man, tell you what, man. Listen, if you are thinking about becoming a CrossFit trainer as well, that $1,000 sounds a lot right now, but man, like the what you get back is way, 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 way worth it, man. So I highly encourage you, man, to go get that certification, go get that personal training certification, go get it.
Awesome. Awesome, man. Excellent points that you brought up earlier. We talked about networking and building relationship. Guys, For those of you guys are watching right now, I mean, that's key to anything, right? If you're wanting to build a brand, wanting to build your business, building, whatever you want to do, whether that be in your personal training or in your gym, it's about your connections. Who you know and who you come in contact with as well. And EJ brought up another great point with connecting with the people maybe inside your gyms, smiling. The number one thing is having
Yeah.
that rapport. You got to have that rapport and the line of communication with potential clients, man. Because like he said, they're watching even though you think they're not watching,
Right.
right? And it's not
Right.
all about just like killing the weights and being the alpha male or whatever. It's about showing how to properly do the workouts, techniques, and all that stuff. So
Right.
EJ, man, those are some great points that you brought up there. So
Just,
let's move on with the
speaking
next
from
question.
experience, man.
Yeah, yeah. So now you talked about you got your CrossFit level 1. Now you have your own. Is it online business?
That was the plan. That was the plan. Um, I wanted to, because that's the trend. So like I noticed a lot of trainers, whether that was personal trainers or even CrossFit trainers, even CrossFit trainers are getting into the online thing now. And
Right.
so I noticed that was a trend. And I can see why. E-commerce, just the web, it's like in general, the way that it's going, that's if you're not an online coach, you're behind. I kind of feel like that's going to be something that is going to be very, very popular. I mean, it has been. I just don't think that a lot of people will call it online coaching. Um,
Well, let's be honest, man. If you guys aren't online, if you have no online space, then who knows you?
yeah,
Like, right?
yeah.
No one's gonna know you. So
No, that's
yeah.
right. You're right. You're right. Yeah, if you don't have social media, like yo, you're behind.
Right. All right. So we're talking about your business now. So what's been the I guess the worst moment in your business so far in having the online training or building your own brand or business?
You said the worst moment.
Right.
For me, I mentioned earlier in an interview, I said, my plan, my vision was to always just help people. And at first it just started out with like physically, like just being like helping them with their fitness and stuff, with their physical fitness. And then, it started slowly turning into the emotional side, the mental side, especially, the spiritual side. And so, um, EJ Fitness has turned from just being a physical like training to everything, because I realized that everything, your mental state, your emotional state, your spiritual state, like they all tie into your overall well-being. So if you're just physically fit, that's awesome. Like that's cool. Like I admire that. Not everybody has a discipline to do that. But what's even harder is working on the internal. I know this because I do it daily. Nobody
Hmm.
wants to do that homework. It's hard to improve yourself inwardly. That's why nobody wants to do it. That's why nobody, you know, takes the time to really just work on their mentality, their mental way, like their way of thinking. Um, even just with the heart, just being better um, on the inside. It's tough. It's a tough thing to do. So for me, I think the tough part is just seeing people. I hate the word fail, because in my vocabulary, I don't fail, I learn. And so
Right.
that's kind of my
That's a
mentality. I
good
don't,
point.
I don't, I don't, I learn. I learn from my mistakes. And for me, failure means that you quit. you stop. And I think that's probably the toughest part is that, when I see somebody, I coach somebody, and I just kind of like I mentor young men. And so um, when I see these young men or I hear stories of them, just getting into trouble, they end up in jail. Um, you know, that's probably the hardest part because you invest, you emotionally invest yourself in these people. And so for me, that's got to be tough. That's got to be the toughest part. Is just seeing these people just not make it. Because for me, I like for more than anything, man. I want to see people happy. I want to see people, just be successful. And so um, when that doesn't happen, I kind of feel like I didn't do my part. I kind of feel like, like I kind of let them down. You know what I mean? So definitely the hardest part for me.
Well, I want to commend you, man, for transitioning, not just helping out with the physical, but the mental and
Yeah, man.
the inside as well. So, what's been talking about the worst, but what's been the best moment so far with that?
Man, the relationships, honestly, um, man, like I'm that kind of person anyway. I just have a heart for people. I just love being around people. My wife, on the other hand, she's like, look, I can only like take like 20 minutes of this, then I'm like, I'm done. I'm done with people for like the rest of the week. You know what I mean? But for me, I every day. It's what I do every day. I'm around people every day, all day, and I love that stuff. I love being around people and just being able to just minister to them and serve them, man. I've definitely been blessed that way because I realize not everybody has the same mentality, the same drive, as I do. I don't know. It's just always been something that I've always been like that I've always had. I've always been driven. Um, there's multiple reasons why, but I want to bring that to people. And I want people to see what's in themselves too. That they're capable of anything that they put their mind to. That they can be. If they focus on it and they actually, they give 120% to whatever it is that they're doing. That they can succeed. And so that's the best part, man. Is just being able to like serve these people, uh, whether it's in the store, at Five Star Nutrition. We man, like I see a lot of people every day, and I hear of a lot of like personal issues that they're dealing with. It just comes with the job. And I'm grateful for that too, though. You know what I mean? Because I'm just like, oh, okay, hold on, let's take a break from supplements for a sec. Like, yo, let's talk about this, man. You know what I mean? Like, and so just being able to interact with people, I feel like, man, that's like the best part, to be honest.
Right. I mean, as a personal trainer, I mean, you gotta have that, um, you know,
Yeah,
that connection, right? Like, you
listen,
can't
like I've
just be
always
like, nah, man, I'm not gonna talk to you anymore.
right. Like I've always like I've always had that thinking too. Like you can't be a coach to somebody if you don't care about
Right.
them. Like
Right.
it's got to be genuine. You know what I mean? Like it's got to be like listen, like yo, you suck at working out. Like, but I'm gonna make you better.
Right.
It's the same thing with everything else, though. You know what I mean? Because I feel like the most genuine people. I feel like the most beautiful people, and I've studied these people. Like I've had had the chance to, get mentored by awesome people, my pastors, and just really great successful people. And like what I learned from these people is that they went through hard times. Like they've had to make like not just one time though. Like they've constantly going through storms, like
Right.
constantly
Right.
going through like rough patches. And so what I learned from them is that like you just have a greater appreciation for everything that's going on. And so because you've been through it. You know what I mean? And like when you hear stories from these other people, you're like, yo, like I've been there before. Like, dude, like if there's anything that I can do, if whether that's praying or like or even just you just sitting like just being an ear to somebody, just bringing hope to them, like telling them like, yo, it's gonna be good, man. You're gonna be all right, like for real. I have family members right now that are going through some stuff, and like, just being a witness to them, just being like, yo, I've been through the same thing. I know what you're going through, but yo, this is a time to grow. You know what I mean? This is a time to like really learn from these mistakes and make yourself better. Make it. I mean, that's the whole point of it. Because great people, successful people, they don't bow down to obstacles, right? They
Right.
make the obstacles bow to them. And so that's the kind of hope, man, that I want to bring to people, that like, there's nothing that they cannot do. There's nothing that they cannot get through. Um, so yeah, yeah.
Awesome, man. Great message. Next question here is, so maybe we have some listeners and definitely in the group who are personal trainers, um, looking to do what you're doing. What's one tip or advice that you can give to those listeners right now?
Uh Shoot, man. What isn't there? You know what I mean? Um, get social media. Get on social media. Now, um, man, honestly, like I have a great team behind me. Um, the EJ, this is not a one man. It's not a one man thing. You know what I mean? I have a great team that helps me out a lot with social media. Um, I had somebody actually do my website and help me out with my YouTube channel, and so I guess this goes along with networking. No man is meant to be on an island. As much as I feel like um, I can do things by myself, like and I feel like this is an alpha male thing. Like I feel like this is a manly thing, right? Like
Right.
mostly men think like, yo, I don't need no help. You know what I mean? I got this. I can do this by myself. Um, that's not the truth. We were designed to work with other people, to team up with people. That's the beautiful thing about it, is that like you're gifted in, a lot of ways, right? Just for me, just so happens, I love coaching people and I love training people, and I love training myself. So, that goes hand in hand with being a trainer, I feel like. I can't speak for all trainers, um, but I suck at computers. Like I seriously, like, when it comes to doing like graphic design, like I have no clue. Like trust me, when I got on, YouTube, I just started editing my own videos, and I just started like, just kind of dabbing, you know, um, trying to get well versed with that, like with cinema and doing like videography and stuff. But still, like you still need somebody to kind of like help you through, kind of guide you through. And so for me, I just got smart about that. Like, so that's the one thing that I could give advice to any trainer, is that my mentality is I am not here to compete with you. I'm not going to compete with you. I'm going to dominate my area. Here's the thing. I'm going to dominate like where my circle. So whatever my thing, like wherever I'm at, I'm going to dominate it. And what I mean by dominate, I don't mean in like like a competitive way. What I mean is you're going to see me everywhere. You're going to see me on social media. You're going to see me in the gym. You're going to see me doing promos at your gym. Like I'm going to be everywhere. I've had so many people tell me like, EJ, you're everywhere. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm here
I
to
mean,
dominate. I'm here to
you have
dominate.
you have
You
to be
have to be.
nowadays.
You have to be. Like people don't understand the word grind. Like people
Right.
people like to say the word grind because it's cute. Like not everybody can grind. Like grind means like you don't get no sleep. Grind means like you're constantly getting it. People think that grind is, I'm gonna go to this part-time job for about 4 hours, do my time, get my
Just
check,
chill.
go home, eat a bowl of cereal. Like that's not grinding, bro.
Yeah.
Grinding is you leave, you get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. You don't come back till 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night. And even when you get home, like for me, I got a family, and I like it never stops for me. So but I'm grateful for it. Um, and that's the thing. You you have to be around people that can help you. You have to be around people that can make you great. Because I learned the hard way. I was like spinning my wheels, man. Just kind of like just grinding, 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 right? But they're not going anywhere. But then I
Right.
noticed that, like, you just first you got to humble yourself. You got to be like, I do need help, and like, and then get with the right people. Um, and that's what I did, and shoot, definitely changed my world, man.
I love the message, man. I think I posted this a couple of days ago on the group. Is as much as you think you can't do it all on your own, man. You brought up a
Right?
great point. You need a team if you want to build something that will last even after you're gone. You know what I'm
Absolutely,
saying?
man. We're,
Like
we're here to build a legacy. You know what
right,
I
you're here to
mean?
build a legacy. You're here to build an empire. And
Yeah.
if there's something that you need help with, or you have no clue how to do, like websites or marketing or anything like that, go get the help. Find the right
Right.
people that can help you.
Right. Right.
And
Or or learn on your
right,
own.
yeah,
I mean, honestly, like I just feel like people just kind of sell themselves short because they feel like, no, I know I say like, so here's the thing, you got to be smart too. Like you got to know, okay, I'm not good at making videos. I'm not good at editing them. You're not going to put out mediocre stuff. I know I'm not going to. But
right,
the thing is, you got to know when to like, cut that line, or, where the line stops, and just be like, all right, I'm gonna need help with this, or you know what, I'm gonna keep working at this because I feel like I can get better.
right,
And that comes with time, obviously, but um, you know, I am in the retail. I'm in retail right now, and I feel like sales is a super awesome tool to have. I think it's a great skill to have, being in sales, because you learn so much about how to interact with people. You learn how to be like, honestly, I'm learning how to be a better listener. my Listen, my wife will be the first one to tell you, like, yeah, you don't listen. You just one ear out the other. But
well,
like,
that's key in sales, right? You got to listen to your customers, and if they don't like it, hey,
you
doesn't
gonna be a
matter what you
crappy
think.
salesman. You gonna be a crappy
Right.
salesman if you don't
Right.
listen.
Right.
But genuinely listen. So I think I was hearing. I wasn't listening. I was hearing people. Well, but I learned to listen, and so you know, um, I'm just saying that because you just never know what you're capable of until you're actually thrown into it, and you have no choice but to learn it. Now there are some instances where you're gonna have to learn it. I mean, if you're gonna go to school for something, you're gonna have to learn it, right? You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, I just kind of feel like, man, like just having a you know a if having a team is not your thing, like I played team sports growing up, so I don't mind being on a team. But if not having a team is your thing, like having a group around you that you work with all the time, then just have somebody that you can learn from. You know what I mean? Like, just like I was talking about mentorship and being under the tutelage of somebody in your field. You know what I mean? Like, that's not grinding is one thing, but grinding in the right place, that's another thing. Some people, they when they grind, like they're not in their, like, in their realm, like where they're supposed to be, because I feel
You're not getting
like,
anywhere.
right, I feel like, you a lot of it, it's in that identity thing. Like, they don't know themselves, like they don't know their abilities and their skills. And so like, that's a whole nother thing right there. But yeah, just getting around the right people, man, and just really, like, honestly, like, really listening. I don't write, but I take notes. I actually
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, I like,
Right.
dang, I
Yep.
don't. I can't believe I'm doing this right now, but I'm taking notes. So, um, yeah, just get around people that are successful in whatever you want to be successful at.
Awesome points, man. Hey, I'm gonna go in the comments here. Tommy's saying, train your weakness. Definitely,
What's up,
definitely.
brother?
And hey, he wanted to ask you this question. Tell him I said ask him what happened to his hair. What happened to the hair?
Yeah. Listen. So the question was, what happened to my hair, right? And I I've been getting since I cut it. This was about 3 weeks ago, and yeah, I've been getting that same question like almost every day, and I've just made it into a joke, and I've been telling people, well, man, my barber messed up, man. He took too much off, so I was like, yeah, just take it off. Um, Honestly, man, like so for being real, I'm gonna be 100% real. I just it was just time for a change, and I'm coming into a different season of my life, and man, great things are happening, and um, I used somebody. So one morning I was at work, and a woman came in that I know that I used to coach her in CrossFit, and she came in and she said to me, she said, hey, how we're just talking a little bit, and she said, what's up with the hair? Like, why'd you cut your hair off? And I said to her, I said, it's symbolic of like whenever like some people will actually they'll start to make it like it's almost kind of like it'll define who you are. Um, and so like I noticed that like it was almost kind of like I was like my hair was what defined me, like who EJ was. Now this can be different for a lot of people. I'm going to go into identity now, and so most people will identify themselves like for success for instance. They'll being successful to them sometimes is money, how much money you
Mhm.
make, or even how popular you are, like how much of like following you have, um, or even, like just performance based at your work, like what are you doing how impactful are you at your job? Some people will identify themselves with that, and so I was sitting with my pastor, well, actually two of my pastors one day, and one of them said, my head pastor said to me, he said, EJ, I don't even think you know who you are. I was like, what? I don't know about you guys. I'm an MMA fighter, so like I've been hit pretty hard, like many times, and I don't know if you've ever been sucker punched in the like right here in the solar plexus, but it felt like I got sucker punched in the solar plex, and I couldn't breathe. I was like, like that's how that statement hit me, and I said to myself, so this is what I asked myself. Now you got to ask yourself the right questions to know who you are, and I said to myself, who am I? Like if I was to take away coaching, if I was to take away CrossFit, if I was to take away bodybuilding, MMA, if I was to take away the gym, like who would I be? You know? And that really like bothered me. That really like hit me really hard. And so I spent a lot of time, really like if I didn't have these things, like who would I be? Like what would I be doing? Um, and it became very clear, like I really didn't know who I was. And so I think for a lot of people, they don't know who they are. And so I think it was symbolic. It was symbolic of me cutting the hair. The hair is just, I think that's hair. So people, I don't know why, but people make it a big deal. Like, yo, hair grows back. Like, you know that, right? Like, hair can grow back.
Right.
I can grow my dreads back if I wanted to. You know what I mean? Um, but same goes with the clothes that you wear. Like, people identify them as like I gotta wear certain kind of clothes because like people are gonna think of me different, or I gotta drive a certain kind of car, or I gotta like have this amount of money. Like all those things don't matter. What I'm getting at is character. Like who are you inside? You know, and so um when you can detach yourself from something like that, especially for something I had my hair for like 3 years, bro. Just in case you didn't know, I had my hair for 3 years, and um, you know when you can detach yourself from something like that that you've been like that's been a part of you for so long. I feel like you can really do anything. So it's kind of for me, it's kind of like leaving that part of my life behind, because I'm stepping into newer things. I'm stepping into better things, greater things. Um, yeah. Plus, I like the ball look, man. You know what I mean? It's much easier. You know what I mean? Like it's way cheaper. Yeah. Look, I just shave, shave, shave. I ain't got to go to no barber shops. That's like
Right.
$20 a pop, bro. My hair grows fast. You know what I mean? So I'm in there every week, but um, I can wear hats now. So
Well, I love the message, man. I appreciate that. So, EJ, going to the last portion of the interview here, the 5 fitness facts of EJ.
oh,
Are you ready
okay,
for these
yeah.
questions? All right, brother.
I think so,
So,
man. I think so. I
what's
think
your
so.
favorite workout?
Oh, my favorite workout is shoot, I like them all. Honestly, here lately it's been walking on the treadmill. Like no kidding. Put in the treadmill up at 15% and just
Right.
walking.
Just walk on it. All
No
right.
kidding. Yeah.
What's your least favorite?
Fran. For all my CrossFitters, Fran. If you don't know what that is, it's 21 reps, 15 reps, 9 reps
15,
of
9 reps.
thrusters and pull-ups. Sucks.
Yeah, it's a killer. So next question. If you had to choose one person to train with, who would that be and why?
Oh man, Eric Thomas,
Ooh,
the hip hop preacher.
motivate
He
the hell
works
out
out
of you,
too.
though.
He doesn't really talk about it a whole lot, but he works out too. But I feel like,
Okay.
man, like, cause I feel like whenever I have a workout partner, you gotta be lit. Like you can't just be like one
Right,
of them
right,
dudes just like, all right, bro, you're set. No, man, no, heck no. We don't like, yo, we gotta have a good conversation to go along with a great
right.
workout. You know what I mean? So Eric Thomas for sure, man.
Eric
Heck
Thomas.
yeah.
Okay. Recommend a book for our viewers and listeners to read.
Shoot, can I recommend several? Shoot, I'm on a bunch of them right now, but um, shoot, I think Richest Man in Babylon. Richest Man in
Richest
Babylon.
man. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's about a so real quick summary. It's about a guy that like he gives like 10% of like everything he earns. Like he gives it away. And I feel like a lot of people could learn that lesson. It's more important to give.
Right, right. Awesome. Last one. Tell us your favorite quote and why.
Oh, wow. Um, Man, I'm just gonna bring it back to my dad. My dad, man, like he was always spitting these like real quick, short ones. Like these real quick, like left hooks to the body type stuff. Like you like, oh, you didn't even expecting it. Like, oh, yo, like yo. Um, but he would always say to me, "You can talk the talk, but can you walk the walk?" And that it's not very like big, like extravagant, like said extravagantly said. It's nothing like really witty or anything, but I mean, I think it applies to everything.
Simple
Because a lot of
message.
people, I feel like especially like nowadays, it's easy, especially on social media. Like you can fake who you are. You can be this
Right.
this person that like you know that are that looks like they're doing well, looks like they got a lot of money, looks like they're killing it, right? Um, but is that for real though? And I feel like a lot of people aren't real. You just gotta, um, and I can say this honestly, like I actually fell into that trap. I fell into like, it started to become like, man, how many viewers am I getting? Is anybody even watching my videos? Like it started to become that. Like I cared more about like the statistics than like what I was actually putting out than the actual content, like what it was made for. So
Right.
I found myself not being 100% real, like because I'm trying to like, you know, make people perceive me in a different way, so I can get those likes, so I can get those views, and those comments or whatever. And if you do it for the wrong reasons, man, like people are gonna find out. You're gonna get exposed. So I feel like if you're real, if you're 120% real with people, they have no choice but to see the real you. I mean, it's hard to be fake, bro. It's
Just be
hard work.
real, man.
It's hard work.
Yeah, man. Hey, well, brother EJ, I appreciate you once again for being part of the interview here.
Man,
Thank you
this
for
was
being
fun, man. I appreciate it.
awesome, man. Thank you for being our guest. So, final
Yeah.
question for you is, where can our members or viewers, where can they be able to reach you at?
Yeah, like I said, I'm on social media. I'm all over social media. Facebook. You better hurry up because I think I only got like probably like I got less than 100 spots. Look, I'm talking like I'm somebody big, but on my personal page, listen. I'm huge on connecting with people. I love connecting with even if I don't know you, I'm huge with just connecting. So go ahead and just give me a friend request. It's EJ, so just the letters EJ Kaku, so Kaku. I'm the only EJ Kaku I think like in the entire world, but um, yeah. So you can add me on my personal page. Like I said, I got less than 100 spots left, so like like do it right now. But if not, man, I just go to my Facebook page. I basically like post the same things on my Facebook page that I do like my own, like my actual business page. And my business page is EJ. So it's gonna be uh period J period or dot fitness. So you can just go on that page. You can check out what I'm doing too. I'm on Instagram as well. Um, I'm not going to give my personal one away. That one's just for like my family. But you can go on my business Instagram. It's underscore EJ underscore fit underscore. And then uh, I do have a Snapchat. I don't get on there. My boys get on Snapchat more than I do. Um, but I'm on YouTube, and that's the one social media platform that I'm really trying to build. I have two actually on YouTube. One is just EJ Kaku, so the letters EJ, and then Kaku Kaku, and then I have one that's EJ Fitness. And that's where I post all like my fitness stuff, and um, even with like just promoting 5-star nutrition. So yeah, go ahead and look, listen, like send me the DM, send me the personal messages. I love them, man. Like I try to answer them whenever I get to them. If I'm not like out, playing with my kids or whatever. Family time is family time. So, whenever I do get to them, I try to answer them the best I could or I can, and you know, so yeah, just go ahead and reach out, man. I love connecting.
Awesome, brother. So you guys heard that right. So EJ
Yep.
Kaku, and then on Instagram it's underscore EJ underscore FIT. And make sure you guys check out his YouTube at EJ Fitness or just EJ Kaku Kaku.
Yep.
So one final question for me, EJ.
Oh yeah,
What can
listen,
I?
listen, you can have a bunch of final questions. I'm good with that, man.
So one final thing is, what can I do to help you?
Yo, man, that's an awesome question. I love that. Wow, I never look. I never. Wow, that's the first for me. Nobody's ever asked me that question. Um, Pay it forward, man. Like that's the whole reason why we do this. We do this to help each other,
Right.
and um, and that's the reason why I did it. I do it because somebody helped me, and well, I shouldn't say somebody. I mean, I had a lot of people that that rescued me from myself. So yeah, brother. Like if you want to help me, just help other people. And the big word for me is serve. Like think of ways where you can just help people, whether that's in your gym, of course, like at your business, go above and beyond, like helping people, like um, I'm always thinking of ways, that I can better serve. Like, it starts in a home for me, so how I can serve my wife better, how I can serve my kids better, and then it carries on into my, you know, my everyday life, at work. How can I serve my customers better? How can I serve my clients better? I'm just constantly thinking of ways, like, you know, um, even if it means just encouraging somebody, because you just never know what your words can do, man. Like it says, I read somewhere it says, the the words that you say can either kill or it can build people. It can bring hope to people. So, even if it means just encouraging somebody, like telling them, like, hey, man, like if you need anybody to talk to, like I'm right, here's my number, or just
Right.
message me, I'm talking to you guys. I'm talking to you guys watching right now. Like, if there's anything that I can do, man, like reach out to me. If you need encouragement, if you need somebody to talk to, like I said, whenever I can get to you, I will. But I can't guarantee you from about maybe like 9 o'clock at night to about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, man. I don't know if I can answer you because, yeah, I'm gonna be busy
Family
sleeping.
time. Yeah.
I'm gonna be busy sleeping. So, um, but yeah, man, pay it forward. Honestly, you know what I mean? Like that's what it's all about, man. Just like helping other people.
Awesome, brother. I appreciate the message, and again, appreciate you for coming on, man. And definitely,
Yeah,
uh,
man,
for,
it's fun.
for those of you guys watching, check out EJ and check out his social media, man. EJ, I appreciate it, brother.
Hey, man, thank you, bro. We're
All
gonna we're
right.
gonna do this again, right?
Oh, we will. We will.
Heck yeah.
I love it, man. Love speaking with you, bro.
Cool, man. Appreciate it, brother.
All right.
Y'all
Take
take
it easy,
care,
brother.
man. Love you guys. Love you guys.